Well, maybe that's exactly what I needed. I just went under an overpass, and there's someone with a Trump sign, a microphone, a red hat, and they're waving to everyone at the freeway. Maybe that's exactly what I needed, because I was like crying 30 seconds ago. Hello, welcome. So, I call this fear and blessings. I've heard for years that faith and fear cannot coexist. And that's true. But it doesn't mean that at times things creep in. Everyone has that. But how you respond to it is really the goal. So this was going to be somewhat brief, or briefer, and I really did this, my intent was to make an announcement to basically stay tuned about an announcement. And Jenna, faith and fear cannot coexist. I'm blessed and highly favored. And Lang, if you see this, I see that you're messaging me. Jump on here, buddy. So I wanted to make an announcement about the announcement. And I got a voicemail right before I went to go live. And I'm so thankful, because regardless of what you've done in your past, your friends may not forgive you, your family may not forgive you, but God always does. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but you can't live in fear if you want blessings to overflow your life. And sometimes it's just like a teeter-totter. Things are going well, and then they're not. But you know they can go back to being well. The question is, how quick can you get them there? And it's largely up to you. And there was something I was going through last year. Was that the thing that happened to me, or was the thing that I was stupid and caused myself? Either way, I don't really remember. There's a lot of stuff I've screwed up. And that's why I love helping you don't screw it up. And holy crap, I get through this. So I was flying out to San Diego to speak at an event. See all my friends from around the world and on the West Coast. And I was a little frazzled. But I was like, let's make the best of it. I did my breathing. I just calmed down. I tried to, but the truth was I was looking for a plug for my phone, because not only was I frazzled, the phone was about to die. Shocking. And if you don't know this, on most planes in the first class section, there's plugs for electronics. Depending on the plane. Oh, crap. That better be cleared up in an hour and a half. Just saying. So the first class section has plugs in the front for your electronics, one of the perks. If you're in the other sections, they may or may not, they don't advertise them, they may or may not, depending on the plane. If it's an older 737 or a DC-9 versus a 747 or something, It just depends. There's a site where you can tell. I don't know the name of it, but it's like it shows you all the seats and which ones are good, and look at the amenities when you buy the ticket in the section you get. So, but here's the thing. If you only ever go to one place, you're probably going to be on the same plane. Like if you're just going from Michigan to Florida like a lot of people around here do, you're probably going to have the same plane at the same terminal and never know the difference. But if you actually go to different places, it's going to vary. And even one time I was in first, and it was this old plane, but it held like 500 people. It seemed like there's 4 or 5 sections. It was still nice, but it wasn't a newly updated one, so you just have to look. Point being, I'm looking for a plug. And it was nice because I got to tell some of the other people, they thought I was a friggin' magician. Because they're like, how'd you plug that in? You know, everyone wants power for their electronics. And I changed seats, and I'm looking for a plug, and I think I literally was like kneeling on the ground looking for the plug. This thing's ready to take off. The waitress is yelling at me, and there's this nice lady next to me, and we start talking. You know, oh, I'm just looking for a plug. How are you? We start talking. Finally, I sit down and relax and everything. And she's so nice. She's a record producer, artist, pastor, and I appreciate all of those. And I was like, you know, what's going on? And she was flying from San Diego to Detroit. I was coming home from San Diego to Detroit. And her brother was on America's Got Talent, I believe. Arlene, how are you? And her brother's on America's Got Talent. They were coming to Detroit to record. They came from LA, they were getting a crossover in San Diego, and they're coming to Detroit, to Motown, to record. And they're originally from Texas, though. And we start talking, and, you know, she's telling me this. She goes, well, what about you? Are you from San Diego? I say, no, I'm from Detroit. I'm heading home. I was just speaking at an event. Oh, what are you speaking on? Pretty common. I said I do marketing training, and, you know, my first book I wrote is on, it's called Video Marketing for Business Owners. And she's like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to write a book, da-da-da-da. And I love hearing that, because if you've ever thought about writing a book, leave a comment below and say, yes, I have, or yes, I want to write a book or something. A lot of people have. It's upwards of 75-80%. Most people just don't know what to do or where to start or whatever. And she tells me this, and I pull out a copy of my own. And she starts looking at it, and then she did something that no one else has ever done before. Now, mind you, this is all in 3-4 minutes. Oh, and Jenna, thank you for putting the site on there. It's called Seat Guru. If you're watching, Jax, I saw your message. You're going to freaking Iceland? Did I read that right? I just saw it like 2 minutes ago. So she takes my book. She starts flipping through it. I'm still kind of like, I'm looking for food. I just needed to chill, basically. And it wasn't like I'm excited, I need to wind down. It was like I need to chill out. There's really nothing to be upset about. It was just my own anxiety, imperfections, and issues. So she starts looking at the book. She's like, this is really cool. Do you mind if I read it? No, I don't mind if you read it whatsoever. So the plane takes off. It's like 3-4 minutes later. We don't talk for like an hour. This is a great memory. And this is the power of your story, the power of your book. About an hour later, she starts cracking up, leans over, and kind of, I'm not going to take my hand off the wheel. Well, it's a straightaway. She like kind of not elbows me, but kind of just like nudges me. She's like, Oh man, you're hilarious. It has been such a pleasure getting to know you. And it just struck me because I'm thinking, we talked for about 3 or 4 minutes, but she was still getting to know me for the next 56 minutes. Through the book. Because I wrote it the same way that I'm doing this. You know? I think if you've seen me do 1 or 2 or 3 of these, you quickly pick up on my style. It's super unprofessional. No, it's super professional, relaxed, whatever you want to call it. I call it awesome. Someone said, what are you going to be for Halloween? I said, awesome. So, she's reading the book in about another half hour, maybe an hour later. At this point, I was losing track of time, which is good, because I finally calmed down. And she's like, that was a really great book. And I'm expecting her to hand it back to me, and I was going to say, hey, thanks, glad you liked it. She goes, can I buy it from you? And I was a little conflicted because it was my last copy. And honestly, I said, it's my last copy, but you're more than happy to buy one. I can send it to you. And she goes, no problem. She gives me the $20. And she was very respectful, didn't put up a fight or nothing. And my intent, so I just went through a tunnel. Here's another one coming up. I know I ended on, so my intent, give me 1 second, in 3, 2, come on, stay with me. Where are the lights? Awesome. Okay, I think we're done. So my intent was when I got home to order some new books. I was actually editing that one and send it to her. And I don't know if it was 6 months later, 8 months later, or, oh, I know what it was. I know exactly what it was. I'm trying to think of when I sent it. It may have been even a full year later. And not every day, yeah, maybe every day subconsciously. I just kept thinking about it, and I'm like, she must think I'm the biggest prick on earth. She buys the book from me. She didn't put up a fight about the last copy, which I did need. It wasn't like some thing. I really did need it. Where am I? Where's Evergreen at? Southfield, tunnels, no, about 4 more miles. And I just think, like, you know, there's a couple things I wanted to ship to people, and I kept hesitating. My fear. Like, oh, shoot, here's an Evergreen. Hang on. Maybe half a mile. Not 4 miles. Hey! So, okay, I gotta finish this up. It's a long 4-minute story. The fear and blessings came from, I was fearful. And I'm not sure if I want to share it now, but there's just some things that were on my mind. And here's the thing. Regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of money, regardless of business, regardless of that, do everything in your power to keep your mind free. Because honestly, it's the only thing you have that you can control. The rest of this, it's like, oh, you can control your car. You can control, you know, what you do on a daily basis. Yeah, but to a degree, you don't have complete control over it. It's all... Someone could cut you off, something... You know what I mean? It's like, which isn't going to happen to me. I'm divinely blessed and prosperful. Your mind is the only thing you really control. And when you let fear and doubt creep in there, that's the word. Doubt. Hey Sean, how's it going? Loved your post the other day. I did see the one about the machines getting hacked with Petrovich, or however you pronounce his last name. I was happy to see you shared it. Don't let fear and doubt creep in, because it is a freaking lie. So there's something I've been really excited to share with everyone, and I'll be able to in just a bit. So I got a call today on the voicemail got a couple of them, but one of them I was like, what's this number? And I wasn't sure if it was going to be good or bad. Sometimes people just complain. Not a lot, not like they used to, but still, it's like I'm pretty visible and it's not rocket surgery to find me. And I was just like, I'm excited about something, and I've really been protecting myself from any negative going on. Self-induced. Cut that crap out, people. Anyway, you're fired. So, I cut out as much negative as I can to protect the positive and be as strong as I can for you, because I want to help more people, and you can't do that if you're a basket case, basically. So I get this voicemail right at, like, I was already in the car, this car, like 20 minutes ago, 30, whatever the case may be, and I was just, there's something I got going on, and I'm excited, but it is taking every last little ounce of me to do it. Because I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared to some degree. And you just got to push it down. Just like the fitness training tonight. I got fitness class at 6:15 in St. Clair Shores, which I've been doing for a month, and I'm excited to start back on. And I'm so thankful to my sister because she kind of encouraged me subtly, but, I'm committed now. And there's just a lot I've been stretching for lately. Like, everything I've been hesitant and put off or fearful of doing, I've decided to just do it. And it's been freaky. It's been exhilarating. It's been fun. And ultimately, I know it's going to be awesome. I know that. I tell people this all the time. And one of those things is when you're publishing a book. I can do that in my sleep now. So if you need help with that and want to build your authority up, check out expertauthorityreport.com. Oh, here's the parking. I have a training on it, like, literally. It doesn't take much effort for me to do it. I've been doing it 4 or 5 years, but that's the thing, it's just practice. It doesn't make me special, it just makes me experienced. But there's something I'm doing. If I get cut off, I apologize. I'm going into another parking structure. I just wanted to stretch myself and do more and be more. So when someone asks me, hey, how do I do this? I don't have to be like, well, I don't know. If you don't know something, that's totally fine. Be honest about it. But don't live that way for the next 100 years and never learn it. Grow yourself. Get more skills. Wow, that was actually easy to park. Awesome. I gotta go. So, I get a call, and it's the woman on the plane, and she's apologizing to me. She's going, Mario, I'm so glad you called. I'm so glad you sent me the book. I never doubted for a second that you would. And the next 4 minutes was all uplifting, positive stuff. And she's like, call me. I just finished writing my book. I could use some help getting it published. This and that, this and that. And everything, all the anxiety, everything that I've been, and there was something yesterday that it was like, and then all of a sudden, it just worked out. And then today it just worked out. And I don't know what's going to happen for the next 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, but I know it's going to work out because ultimately I trust God. He's guiding my steps. And even if you're in a place of darkness right now, know that you're not alone. And just try it. Just ask for help. Just, let me change that. Not just anything. Do your absolute freaking best and commit at the highest level, and it will blow your freaking mind. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. There's a movie, Coach Carter, and it's a Marianne Williamson, and there's a video of it I made saying it because one of my goals was to say it daily and get through the whole thing without crying. And I don't think there's been a time I have, but it's our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're more powerful than beyond measure. That's really what scares us. We know that we have the seeds of greatness. You know you can do miraculous things, but it might be, what will my family say? What will my parents say? What will everyone around me say? Who cares? Go for it. And stay tuned. I have an actual announcement. Once I dry my eyes, and I'll be back. This is just the beginning. God bless, and go for it. Whatever you're a fear of right now, make that call, send that email, talk in person, reach out to the person you haven't talked to in a few months. Don't let anything weigh you down. It's your time to shine and fly. God bless.